everyone, welcome to the next part of this series from Small Victories by Johanna Basford. Have you guessed correctly is the question. Yesterday I asked you to guess what colour I'd be doing today's florals. If you missed yesterday's, then have a little guess now before I get started. See what you think. So we're using Polychromos pencils. I'm going to do the flower centres first to keep you in suspense. Might help you guess, perhaps. I'm not sure. So, flower centres. I am going to... Oh, I'm pondering now. There's two ways I can go. Should I do that or that? I think I'm going to use... indecisive. Green gold. To start with. Green gold. And I'm going to go... how should I do this one? All the way around the edge. There are different ways to do flower centres, but basically I tend to do a darker bit either all the way around the outside or sort of in a little smile near the bottom. I find that is a good place to start. So I put that pencil away. I need to keep it out so I can note down what I've been using. Dark Naples ochre is my next colour. Over what I've done and draw the colour in towards the centre a little bit. There we go. Now you could leave this little white shiny bit in the middle if you want to, but I'm not going to. I want to colour it over. Flowers don't tend to be shiny. Naples yellow, it looks quite gold, which I rather like, but I'm just going to go all over the rest of it with this. So England are celebrating today, or people who enjoy women's football, because the English women won the Euros. This is mauve. It's basically the European Football Championship. So mauve my petals are going to be. So I wonder who got it right. I'm going around the edge here to start with. So I want a really dark start like that, and the same on this one. So yes, we were playing Spain in the final. Now we lost to Spain in the World Cup final. So people are like, oh, I think Spain's going to win, but we managed. It was hard. The teams were quite well matched with regards to ability, not style, but it was very exciting match. So that was fun watching that yesterday, and watching the matches leading up to it as well. Some different sport to watch now. Tennis is finished. I'm getting quite excited because I think my favourite programme is going to start announcing who the contestants are. So in the UK, our Dancing with the Stars is called Strictly Come Dancing. It would be, the BBC actually came up with the idea and sold it to other countries. But because Come Dancing was a BBC programme, they sort of based the name on that. And of course it doesn't mean anything to other countries, so they changed it to Dancing with the Stars. And ours has always remained with its same name. We just call it Strictly for short. I think it Strictly is was sort of taken from Strictly Ballroom film, I'm guessing. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it, name? But it looks a bit like a daisy. It's not going to stay like that though. If it was pink, not. I'm going to use the violet to bring the colour towards the middle. Oh, it needs sharpening. So, yesterday on the BBC News website, it announced the names of a couple of new pro dancers that are joining the team. I hadn't heard of them. One was American, one was Australian, because they don't televise pro, even not pro dancing. We don't see dancing competitions on TV anymore. So you don't know who the dancers, you don't know anything about dancers until you actually see them on that particular programme. Now the idea here is that this flower hopefully looks like these ends are tipped downwards and these ends are tipped towards the centre. So this bit is high and this bit is low and this bit is low, but that white area is too big for my liking. But I'm going to just carry on with this one to start with, to get them looking similar. I'm not worried about them looking exactly the same. So these two prairie dancers apparently were interviewed by a radio station yesterday, and the interview's being broadcast today. So that's sort of going to be announced, I think, formally. And so I'm sort of thinking, well, maybe once they've done them, they'll start announcing who the actual celebrities are that are going to be in the show, which is always very exciting, just to see who they are, who you know, who you don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you know them, because I'm just going over that bit more in the middle. I really want it to be quite dark. It doesn't matter if you know them, because you get to know them. But it's interesting anyway to see what sorts of people they are, what sort of ages, sportsmen or soap actors or comedians. They tend to have a mix. They sometimes used to have politicians, which used to annoy people a little bit, because they should be doing their job, not dancing. Ex-politicians makes a little bit more sense. Things like that. One of the politicians did really well, which is quite surprising, because he tried really hard, he worked really hard, and that's what voters admire. It's not just about how good they are. And he had a good sense of humour, and his professional partner was amazing, or still is amazing, at choreographing things to engage the audience that work for him, and his sense of fun, which was really good. And but some of them have been quite abysmal. But it's there's always good and bad, and I think sometimes I'm going to go back with the mauve and really darken that centre. I really want it to look, there we go, like it is. There's a deep depth in there. Yeah, I think some people can do it off camera and then they get nervous. And even if they're TV stars or whatever, some of them aren't used to live performing. And also, it's just not something they normally do. So that makes it more scary, which makes perfect sense. And other people sometimes think they're better than they are, which is always interesting. And you're thinking, are you not watching everyone else? Are you not noticing that they're improving quicker than you or whatever? So that's always quite interesting. But I just find the whole thing just so fun. It's a show. I mean, some people just really don't like watching people dancing about and stuff, but I just think that there's never any nastiness in it. There is a nasty judge on the panel, but he is just there to balance the comments, and he isn't a nasty person. He's just asked to do that, and I'm going to use the emerald green just to do a light layer on the leaves. He sort of gets the audience going and stuff, and what I have noticed is that he's very careful with who he is rude to and who he isn't these days. He didn't quite used to be the same, but so if someone can take a bad comment, he does it, but if they are a bit more sensitive, he doesn't. And I think that's good, it's balancing it out so someone can laugh it off, So apparently this is some hooker's green behind the scenes. He can be quite useful in actually giving practical advice on how to improve the particular thing that he wasn't happy with, or that sort of thing, which can be very useful. Telling someone they're not very good is not useful. Telling them how they can improve is obviously much more useful. There we go. So I am just fading it up a little bit. You don't have to do this, you can just do them plain. Leaves don't look like this, but I'm just having a little bit of fun with you know, heavy and light layers of colour. I just think it can make the leaf look a little bit less flat and a little bit more interesting, and it makes the colouring more interesting for me as well. I've just done actually a page where I've just done flat plain colouring. I used glitter pens. It was actually quite fun. As I was watching the football, I didn't want anything too tricky. I wanted something to distract me when it got stressful. Pink madder leg. I mean, it isn't proper stress with football. It's just like on the edge of your seat, sort of half excitement, you know. But sometimes you want to look away. So I was just doing this nice, easy glitter pen colouring. And the book that I was using, it's not in print anymore. I was given it by a friend. It's a very cute book. You'll see it in my completed pages. And the paper seems to me to be much more suited to pens. It's quite thick, and which is good for pens, but also sort of shiny. So it's quite difficult to get a pencil to lay down on the paper. I'm going to try the next picture in pencil, but it's not very toothy, so it makes it a little bit tricky. But anyway, it's been fun. I had enjoyed colouring that, something a little bit different. Okay, so here are our two purple flowers. How many of you got it right, I wonder? How many of you guessed purple? Or sort of mauve violet, that sort of colour. Okay, there's the next one done. Yeah, I hope that's okay. I hope you're enjoying these. They're so little, but I need to catch up because I've got even more behind. But anyway, I'm getting there. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a really, really good day, and happy colouring.